to Beyond the Bridge, Week 5, Episode 5, Session 5, Part 2. This is the second part. The second part, this time, sponsored by coffee. Coffee, coffee, coffee! Go get your coffee. If you haven't got coffee, then you might as well just sit here and watch us drink coffee. It'll be very nice. Ooh, water. Water's nice. So, back into the fighting. Currently, the band are murdering some innocent cultists of Creomorph that merely wanted to usher in a new reign of blood and tyranny. Miles, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm waist deep in thorns, and there's a guy in front of me who's waist deep in thorns. So I'd like to punch him so he falls down into the thorns.
Would you like to make a dexterity saving throw?
Oh no. Well, I had to either attack him or I'd get attack of opportunity on me.
It's wonderful. Either way, you're going to have to do it. Unless you literally just stand still. You're fine. No worries.
I'm fine.
You managed to avoid the thorns as you weave your blade in and out. What do you do?
Not my blade, just my fist.
Your body. You weave your fist in and out of the thorns, striking at him from the underbrush like some sort of carpet snake.
Okay, let's see if we can kill him.
He is immortal! You will never kill him! Creomorph runs through his brains! Veins?
Probably both.
You slam your fist into him and he's like, my brains for Creomorph!
Okay, is he dead?
No.
No? Okay, let's go again.
He hangs there like a marionette, plucked up by these thorns that he is now within. He is no longer moving or twitching.
I'd like to get out of these thorns.
Go for it.
Let's just, how far can I go in one turn here?
40 feet, I believe. You have mobile feet, you said so. If you click on your token, then click space, then move your token around, you can, draw... Like, if you're dragging your token and you click space, it'll do the line from it.
I'd like to get here. Right here. Yeah, wait.
No, I mean, if you, drag your token and click space while you're dragging your token, it'll draw a ruler while you're dragging your token.
That's really nice.
Nifty. Yeah, I'm trying to tell everyone about it because it's super nifty now.
I'm screwing up because I keep pressing space. I guess if I let go, it'll be fine.
Space.
Nice.
Excellent, jolly good,
Okay.
perfect. So, Tal, what would you like to do?
Well, there are guys in front of me that need punching, so...
No!
Some sword punches in order. I think I'm going to attack Cultist B. So I'm going to see how my short sword does this time.
Go for it. You slice him, and you feel sticky blood run down your short sword. Like, gloop, 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 gloop. You can almost hear the blood going, Creomorph!
Spells it out in the ground.
Yep.
If that's not unnerving enough, yeah. I'll throw out martial arts in, just for fun.
Kapla! You punch him in the face so hard his nose comes out the back of his head. He lands on the ground.
That's pretty intense. As she just kind of follows through really intently and then assumes a defensive position. Not that that mechanically does anything.
You look cool. B is dead. E, however, is very alive and attacks Lynn. Lynn, prepare to be devastated.
Oh no.
Oh no! Skling! Like the blood-drenched saber rattles off your armor. Skling! Carson, what you doing? They look to you, going, aid us in Creomorph's name!
I smile, smirk, and I say, your god has abandoned you. But if you wish to, you may hear the word of a greater being.
They scream never and charge intently at you.
I back off and cast the Eldritch Blast.
Roll it up. Which one you're targeting?
Is anyone damaged?
I mean,
D is
dripping with blood.
Yeah, I cast a T.
Oh, they're all dripping with blood.
Ah! You slam an Eldritch Blast into his chest, and his robes burn away, revealing scorched leather armor beneath. And he locks eyes with you and says, "Creomorph will see you dead."
Oh, sure he will.
And D goes,
Walk as far away as I can.
Hey, get back here! Where are you going?
Just runs away.
That's
1, 2, 3, 4,
Miles just
5,
shouting behind him, dive into the bushes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
sounds like a wonderful idea.
Cool. And he rushes at you. Tal and Lynn both make attacks of opportunity.
He's not going to make 2 feet.
I'm not sure he is.
Ah! Go! He like runs onto Tal's sword and just like dies.
And then his
Like-
body explodes.
He just goes,
Jeez.
Remaining people, drop
I'll
your
give-
weapons. You still have a chance to live.
E, the only remaining living cultist, goes, Creomoth will see you all dead! Lynn, what do you do?
Not much
Um,
for negotiations.
Well, we have tried. So I will hit E.
No! Violence is not the answer!
They seem intent on it.
You slam your warhammer into E and he staggers like, "Blah!" You can hear his breathing like go, but he lives yet. D is, not D, C is dead, so Miles, you're up.
Could you please knock him unconscious?
Well, there's only one left. It would be good to actually get some information. I'm going to go with, like, non-lethal damage. I think I can choose that, right?
Yep, if you make a melee attack, you can choose to either kill or KO the person.
So, he's obviously facing Lynn, so I just walk up behind him and just, like, clock him in the back of the head.
Go for it.
Okay.
Bonk! Your fist bounces off the back of his heavily scarred skull.
Martial arts. Or, did that hit or no?
No, it bounces off his skull.
Okay,
Bonk.
I didn't know if he had, like, a negative dex or something.
No.
There we go.
Bonk! You hit him again, and this time he like staggers a bit as the concussive force accumulates, and he's like, ugh. Tal, what do you do? You can see he's like standing there like finisher mode off Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I'll try and hit him with the hilt of my short sword, following suit.
Go for it. Bonk! And he collapses, KO'd. Boop. Fight's over. So out
Good
of
work,
initiative, we
fellas.
shall go. And we shall move you back to a different page. We shall put up the cover. And so, 5 men lay dead. And 1 is bleeding heavily and hanging on to life, though his skull is a bit misshapen. What do you want to do next?
We tie him up.
Miles has some rope. Let's tie him up.
Cool.
Yeah? So, do
Tie
we
him
make a check for that, or...
You can roll a d20 plus your dex plus proficiency if you have the proficiency in tying people up.
I do not, so... 20... Oh,
Sure.
that's 3 L's. That's not going to be good. You said plus your dexterity?
Yep.
I'm just mistyping everything right now.
Ah, lovely coffee. He's
Didn't
tied up very
misroll?
tightly.
So-
You described him before, but can we tell what kind of creature he is?
He is a human. He has heavy scarring across the back and top of his head. He is bald. He has eyebrows, but no
But
like
still
beard or
human.
anything. Human as far as you can see. I mean,
Yeah.
if you strip any of them and look at them underneath,
Don't think I want to.
they're wearing shabby leather armor, blood red robes which are drenched with their own blood, and you can see the blades that they had are rapidly like falling apart as though like you know scabs, like when you have a blood and it scabs over.
Ew.
Like
Yes.
that, but when you put it in water and it just kind of breaks up, and the only thing underneath the scabbed blood is like this small, rather diminutive looking like, kind of like a flensing knife that you would skin a boar with.
They don't have any unholy texts or anything like that.
Do you rifle through their pockets?
I suppose so.
How much gold
Yes,
do we find? None?
Rifling through their pockets, you find little pieces of gold and silver spread among them. It doesn't seem like they've got any like coin purses or anything like that, or any books or anything on them. They have pouches. In the pouches, you find like knuckle bones that look like they might be dice or some sort of religious thing. In total, you find 50 silver and 30 gold. A total of 35 gold equivalent.
Here's the question we have to ask now. Do we want to have a treasurer, like just to hold the money and then split it out at the end of the session, or do we want to split it up as we find it?
Treasurer sounds...
Split it at the end of the session. It'll be easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Who wants to hold it?
You said
you're scouting, you're navigating, so either Jeff or Carson. Take your pick. Either Miles or Carson.
For what?
Carson.
Sorry, I didn't listen.
Write down
holding
the
the
gold.
gold. I'll write it.
Yeah.
I don't trust Carson. He'll put it towards his weird gods.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous. Let's not.
Miles,
you said...
the noble, are you happy to write down the gold upon a piece of paper?
I got it all written down.
Excellent, good. So, the man's tied up. You've rifled through these guys' pockets. Short of undressing them, there's nothing further to be gained. You can tell, Tal, that the vines all around you are in fact razor vine. A sharp-edged thorned vine which can shred the flesh from a man.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out.
Skilled woodsmen know to avoid it.
I look down at myself. I'm like, fine. I look down at the cultist that I beat up that's in the thorn bush. He's only been cut up after the fight. Like, not that dangerous. Huh.
So, the tied up man begins to regain consciousness.
Sorry,
who
you
approaches
said he
him?
had like a weird scar on his head.
Yeah, like weird scarring on the back and top of his head, like repeated cuts.
Can I inspect what like caused it and like the purpose of it?
Make a medicine check.
Sorry.
Oh god, this coffee is delicious.
Good to hear.
This coffee, it's a good year, good vintage.
I don't think coffee has vintage.
It has a nice bouquet, and when I hold it up to the light, the colour is really good. Is that a 6 I see, or is it a 4? It's a 6. Okay,
6.
Cool. You know that it's been caused by like claws or a knife, something sharp. You know that it's happened a long time ago, and it looks like there's more than one like scar. There's lots of them. But other than that, you can't really tell anything.
I take out the paper and draw the scars.
You draw the scars. It looks like a meaningless connection of lines, but you do it. Do you have paper and pen, by the way?
Yes,
Cool.
I have paper and
Gain
pen.
cultist GM encounter note 17 scar pattern.
Right. I'll write down scar pattern.
GM encounter 17, otherwise I won't know what you're talking about. I'll just be like,
GM
oh, which bunch of cultists? I've got like 180 of them.
17 scar pattern on head.
Okay, so while you're drawing the scars, Lynn, Miles, and Tal, the cultist who you knocked unconscious begins to regain use of his mouth and eyes. What do you do?
So where do you nest?
Anyone good at interrogations, or?
I'm not.
Alright, I'll take that and I'll say, so Heathen, where do you and your people worship your god?
He smiles broadly
I smile broadly as well.
and says in a defiant voice, to the north in the jungle, where the trees are dense and the horrors that await you shall soon be birthed into this land and usher in a new reign of
I smack him. Nothing to like damage him, just to shut him up with that.
Yeah, he looks at you.
You don't have, as your god has obviously betrayed you, you don't have an open mind for conversion.
All other gods are meaningless. They are false and shall fall beside the wayside as he devours them.
Smack.
I take out my like ritualistic dagger with like inscribed words and start chanting something in alien speech as I thrust it into his heart.
Ah! Clear mouth! I see! Oh, and he slumps forward.
Oh, lovely.
Well-
Shall we continue our way?
I would have
so.
liked to know how many of them there were, but
Well, oh, right.
if they were a
I cursed
patrolling
myself.
group, where they worshipped, like exactly where they worshipped, they could put it on a map.
Somewhere north.
So 50
Or
more cultists burst out of the
not.
forest.
Yeah.
Right. Let's focus on our quest. I should have really asked that.
So, do you leave behind these corpses and move on?
How much do I think their garments are worth?
Nothing.
12 coppers. Especially
You
after
think
cut up.
maybe they're worth a good laughing at you.
Right, I inscribe some strange symbols on their chests. And then I leave.
Like their bare chests?
Yeah.
So as you like undress them and look at their bare skin, you can see like from the neck down, they're just covered with runes.
Alright.
It doesn't look like tattoos. It looks like more scarring, but this is obviously lettering.
Alright. Well, then I skin their stomachs and I shed that skin in a million pieces.
Okay.
And Lynn is staring at it
I think we're all staring at him.
So,
with this kind of look of horror on the face.
There's gotta be better spellcasters to bring it with us.
Yeah, I think we might have made a miscalculation.
I hope
So-
they're not
What
all
are you
like
talking
this.
about?
So Carson, as you like turn around, you see all your party just looking at you aghast.
Yes, my magnificency is indeed great. I don't blame you for eyeing me with such.
And what did
Jealousy.
you say you did with their skin?
I shed it in a million pieces.
So you like cut it in. Okay, this takes a while, and by the time you're done, you're soaked in blood and the sun has set. You were looking for a place to camp as you were walking, and you came across these cultists, but now you have no choice but to camp amid their corpses, or risk exhaustion and wandering into bushes in the night.
Well, us three don't really have exhaustion on us. We've been watching this guy cut these guys up all day. We've pretty much rested.
Yeah, short rest at least.
It's not a nice rest, but
Yeah.
We should wait for tomorrow, I think. Would be
So
a good
do
idea.
you like shove the corpses to one side and camp on the other end of the small little area of vine where you are?
As all their religious marking has been mutilated and utterly destroyed, I don't give any fucks anymore. So I don't do anything else with the corpses.
I would recommend we camp away from the corpses because animals and corpses.
True, that's good.
Okay.
And evil.
Yeah.
So
If we set up our camp like next to bushes or something, we have some natural protection too.
So, Tal, could you please give me a survival check just to avoid staggering into Razor Vine in the night?
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay,
thank
so
goodness.
you move like 10-20 minutes away from this and you set up for the night and you have a nice little camp amid this field of Razor Vine. Could you please roll a d100, oh mighty Lynn? And remember, you don't have to mark off a ration for this day because you foraged as you went. Tasty, tasty rabbit.
Hey, what was the name of their crazy cultist god again?
Creomorph.
Creomoth. Creomoth.
Crazy cults.
Cool. So the night passes without incidents, and in the morning you rise to the sounds of crows pecking at the festering corpses of the cultists. You hear ah, ah, peck, peck, peck. One pulls out an eyeball, and it holds up and the morning sun catches it. And you think, time to press on. So, where are you headed?
Just to make sure we are following the tree line down.
Cool. Is that one move or two you're making there?
If I need to, I wanted to make sure. I don't know. Would we have seen if the city was in 120-23? I was worried about that.
You think that you would probably see the ruins of a town
Okay.
from a hex over, yeah.
Then we move straight down.
Okay, roll a d100.
Yeah.
This would be great when we find out that was he a Templar?
Yep, Templar Damien.
Yeah, he was like drunk or something, and he meant like southeast, and we're just going the wrong way.
I know, that would be hilarious. So as you're walking along, Adeline, Tal, you spot to the southwest, about a couple more hours walk, a ruined village. Just this collection of burnt out timbers, like what looks to have once been a settlement of maybe 50 or 100 buildings is now just burnt out embers and timbers, and a bit overgrown with some, grass here and there.
That
We
looks
should
like the
approach
place.
warily.
Mm-hmm.
We should.
Should we go closer as carefully as possible, or do we first move into the hex and then go carefully? How does it work?
If you're moving by hex, you have to be using stealth. So since you're currently using survival,
so we'll
you
just
can narratively move cautiously, but mechanically there'll be no benefit. Whereas when you're in the hex, you'll be dungeon traveling.
We can stealth
so you can
once
tell
we get
me
there, yeah.
Stealth as much as you want. Cool. So roll a d100. Boop. Excellent, excellent. So
more causes.
You arrive at the edge of what you believe to be, and hopefully this is true, you believe this to be Belkane, or the ruins thereof. And as you near it, the sky begins to darken until you are standing not in the midday sun with a beautiful blue sky above you, but beneath the stars and a heavy moon, which seems slightly pink in tinge. The village laid out before you does not look like a ruin. It does look desolate, however. You can see small buildings, shop fronts, the town hall standing proudly in the centre, and the large construction of the church opposite it at the other end of town. The walls are painted with a beautiful white paint, and you can see the thatch, but the whole scene is eerie beneath the moonlight. Cobblestone road glints, and your feet ring loudly throughout the town.
I think we should try to keep as quiet as possible.
Clink,
Absolutely.
clink, clink, clink.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see what's going on?
You may.
Alright.
You're in hell.
There's 3 possible options for what the hell's going on. Illusion, time travel, or teleportation. You've either travelled in space, travelled in time, or travelled in perception. Which one of these it is, you don't know. How it came about, you don't know. How to counter it, don't know. Who did it, don't know.
No.
Alright, fellas, this is obviously an illusion. Or we have traveled in time, which would be quite interesting. Or we teleported to a different planet.
How do we tell which
Think
is
quality.
which?
I have no idea.
Oh
Ah.
my.
We're insane. Well, 3 of us are turning insane. 1 of us already is. I muttered this. Oh, no one. Nothing. Nothing, Carson.
Alright.
So should someone go in front, or do we just stealth in as good as we can, as the best we can?
When you're stealthing in, is there a particular location you wanted to go? The town hall and the church are easily identifiable. The town hall's in the center. The church is not in the center of town. It's like a bit off. There's various buildings out and about. There's the town square, which is right in the center as well. Like, is there a place you're trying to get to?
Could we go around towards the church without going into the town so much?
So you want to kind of circle around to the other side and then come in from that angle? Yeah.
Depending on what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, kind of skirt around town and get to the church as easily as possible while avoiding maybe traveling in the middle of town. That sounds good.
Okay.
Sneaking?
I honestly want to put
Sneaking.
some distance between me and Lynn because she's just clanking along in her armor.
That's fair.
Yeah, I might scout out a little ahead.
Okay.
I think everyone
So-
else is mostly silent because we aren't weighted down.
Okay. So are Miles and Tal like pressing ahead stealthily while Lynn and Carson like do their best to creep along?
Sounds good with me.
Okay.
Yep.
Make stealth rolls, and Lynn, I am right in thinking you have disadvantage from heavy armor.
Oh, yes.
Excellent. I
Right.
felt that you heavily alluded to that fact, and I
Yeah.
seem to recall this conversation. It seems like 2 weeks ago now.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Stealth, not sleight of hand, but I'll use that roll.
Oh, whoops, wrong one.
You rolled a 2, so.
Oh,
just
I have
whatever your
a
stealth is.
yeah. Well, I have a proficiency in stealth, so it's +2.
So it'll be
7.
7. Cool. Carson and Lynn. So 7 from Lynn. Carson gets 14. Tal gets 13. Jeff is 7. Okay, so Jeff is Miles. Miles is Jeff.
Miles is
Excellent.
feeling really hypocritical as he's like almost making the same amount of noise as Lynn.
So Tal, as you creep forward, Miles, can you please roll a d100? As you creep forward ever so quietly and stealthily, so quiet that you're sure not even a cat would pick up the faintest utterance from you, you hear Tal, not Tal, Miles, you hear Miles, bump into one of the small buildings by the side. And as you bump into the building, the white paint begins to peel away, and as you do, you can see this rotted timber underneath that just kind of squelches and crumbles slightly.
I jump back.
You jump back from it. Oh no, it's a painted white wall. The white paint's quite clearly there. It's as good as new. You look on your arm, and there's no evidence of rotting timber. It's perfectly fine. Nothing's the matter.
I'm just gonna look at the wall and look at my arm a couple times. Oh no.
You look at your arm, you look at the wall, you look at your arm, you look at the wall. Nothing changes. It's all
The
good.
crazy's catching.
Okay. So you press on.
Well, no, not yet. I'd like to walk up to the wall again.
You walk up to the wall. It looks at you invitingly.
I walk up an inch away, I hover my hand over it.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. You hover your hand over it.
Nothing happens?
Nope, it's a wall. Did you touch it?
Yes.
You press your hand on it. Are your eyes closed? Do you have your eyes open?
No, I
Is it gingerly?
yeah, it's very softly, but I'm eyes wide open, not wide open, but I'm sort of cringing, ready to just immediately dash backwards, get away from it.
Okay. You put your hand on the whitewashed wall, and you feel this fetid squelch beneath your hand, of rotted timber that's been left out in the rain for too long.
Okay.
But the wall looks perfectly normal.
Where's the group now? Are they still walking out, or are they watching me do this?
Tal is up with you. Lynn and Carson are creeping behind you. If you want
I
them
push?
to be caught up by this, you push against it. Make a strength test. It crumbles beneath your hand, and your hand slides through the wall. Make another intelligence saving throw.
Oh no.
And as you do it, you just feel this intense searing pain traveling from your fingertip all the way back to your arm, and you instinctively pull your arm out of the wall, and your hand feels as though you've just punched brick.
Well, I'm a little creeped out now.
Let's not linger long.
Yeah,
like
let's
see
get to
this.
the church. It's made of stone, right?
The church is a big, stout wooden building.
Oh, wood. Oh, God.
Lovely.
Did I see this hand thing with the wall?
Yeah, sure. As you're creeping up behind them, yeah, you see it. You see him thrust his hand. Make an intelligence saving throw, Carson.
Tally. It's there.
You see him thrust his hand into a wall and, well, obviously punch a wall and hurt his hand. You don't see his hand go through it.
Why did you do that? Punching a wall? That's strange.
Okay, so you press on.
Let's just get to the church.
Yeah.
It's most likely where he is, or where he died, or wherever he is. Let's have some clues.
So pressing on, you skirt around the rest of the town, avoiding touching any more of the outskirts, and you arrive before long at the edge where you would proceed inwards to get to the church. You begin moving in through the why am I failing at words so much? You move in through the desolate streets, and you see all these wonderful whitewashed walls, all the thatch on the roofs, all the wooden doors closed, and the streets empty, desolate, quiet, except for an odd... No, quiet. You keep thinking you can hear something, but every time you strain to listen, you can't make it out. The stars overhead shine brightly down at you, and the moon glows redder as you move closer to the centre. As you reach the church, you find the church doors flung wide open. A variety of pews spreading back forth. This church could easily house 100 or so. There is a large altar bereft of anything that you can see from this distance, and a little pedestal in front of it where a religious man would read from. You can see that inside the church there's a door leading to the left and a door leading to the right. Perhaps there's some sort of vestibule or waiting area. You don't know. You're currently standing outside the church and looking in.
Do I see any like symbols like telling what the church is worshipping?
The church is bereft of any symbology. The outside is whitewashed. The windows are just kind of thick glass with wooden shutters. There's like a spire where the bell tower is, but you can't see a bell. All you can see is just like this rope. Almost looks like a noose, just swinging in the wind. Although
I could use
Delightful.
you can't feel any wind.
Okay, this is creepy.
Yes, I agree. Carson, why don't we go inside?
Sure, it doesn't seem to worship anything particularly hedonous.
Yeah. Let's
But you
give a look
first.
around.
No, after you.
Lynn goes inside.
Okay, so Lynn, you like go clomp, 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 clomp inside. Could you, are you moving stealthily?
Well, I tried before. Can I roll again? Or I mean,
Would you
can
like
only
to,
get worse.
Yeah. Can you roll again? That'll be good. You know.
Why not? It
Excellent.
could get worse.
So you go
It was-
clomp, 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 moving in. The rest follow. Do you go in?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll follow along.
How is the ground? Does it feel even?
It's wonderful. You feel the crisp clink of wood beneath your
Excellent.
foot. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Those don't go well for me. But let's give it a try.
Oh no. I think I know where this is going.
You feel
nice.
the creak of wood beneath your feet, but it does not sound like solid oak. No, it sounds like that cracking of burnt wood when it attempts to bear a load. You can feel it with every
I
tread.
stop.
And as you stop, the sound continues.
I back up.
And as you begin backing out of the church, you hear another sound. The creaking under your feet is not the only thing you can hear. You can hear creaking coming from, and as you turn to look where the sound is coming from, a ragged creature leaps from beyond one of the pews towards you. You can see it.
Excellent.
It looks like a man with sunken skin, grey, teeth that are filed to a point. It's wearing a simple loincloth which seems to be made of skin. Its feet are clawed and its hands
Delightful.
extend into dark talons. It leaps out in front of you, bares its teeth in a wordless noise, and then rushes forward. Please
Okay.
roll initiative. Boop, 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 ba-doop, boop, ba-doop, boop,
Certainly.
when you have a token. And Miles and Lynn, put yourself back to full,
Yay!
because you are healthy.
That is good.
And let me draw you a little church.
Okay, initiative time. Let's see if we can crit it again. Wait, oh, we don't have a token.
Yeah, there are tokens.
There should be.
Where on the? Oh, there it
Oh.
is.
Better than last time.
Much better.
I think I had 4.
And let's
Oh,
see.
nice.
Boop, ba-doop, boop, boop.
Lovely.
Lynn, can you advance yourself 2 paces forward in the right-hand direction? Thank you. And this is, if you imagine the front doors of the church. And there's a door going that way, and there's a door going that way. And there are just pews dotted there, and then there's a little podium area with a pedestal and an altar and a wall. And this is a wonderful drawing.
I'm not
I
seeing
don't
any
see
drawing.
anything.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Boop. Can you see it now?
Yay!
Yep.
There.
Absolutely.
I did not just
Perfect.
draw it on the GM layer. That's not what I did. Cough, cough. I'm an idiot. Cough, cough. So, this creature does not surprise you, by the way, Lynn.
That's
So
nice.
it doesn't get a surprise round. It doesn't surprise anyone. It just kind of jumps out and attacks. So, Tal. This bestial creature with this slathering tongue and
Can I
grey
say
skin
something?
leaps
Well,
out.
no.
Yep.
Just be careful about the floor. It creaks.
I'll step lightly, and I guess I'll move in front of Lynn to attack the creature.
Cool. Can you make an intelligence saving throw, please?
Absolutely. Let's see how that goes. That doesn't go well.
The floor under your feet is solid and stout. You don't know what Lynn is worrying about.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thinking I'm stepping quite lightly, I'll just make my attacks then.
Pow! Yep. So both your sword and your fist strike into this foul creature, and instead of blood, you see emerging from the wound maggots.
Mm.
Oh, this is
Carson,
good.
what you do?
Well, I say in Abyssal, hello, do you speak this language? Then I cast Eldritch Blast.
So you blast it, and it staggers back, and you see this
And then I
cavity where you
walk back 30 feet.
Yep, go for it. So, oh crap. Boop.
Get sniped through the doorway.
Everyone on chat, there is a drawing and tokens. Enjoy them. Sorry, I forgot to remove the cover. Carson, as you blast a hole through its chest, you just see this empty cavity filled with maggots where its ribs and internal organs should be, and they all just kind of splooge out. Miles, what you do?
I'm not getting near this thing. I'm not going in this church. I'm throwing a dart.
Patow! Patow! Throw it.
It's not really a prize fighter way of attacking, but I'm not going in there. I'm not hitting him either.
You throw a dart and it hits the thing square between the eyes, and it just bleeds this maggot stream, and the dart just begins to break and crumble apart, and little maggots go. So the creature, with now a maggot bursting from between its eyes, lets out another wordless scream, just and scythes its claws towards Tal. I'm assuming you
Shield.
interpose shield?
Yes.
So, Lynn, you step up, producing your shield to block this attack. But it matters little, for Tal is going to die horribly. Wah ha ha ha. The GM has decided. Wah wah. So,
The
Tal,
rules
this
are
thing
nuts.
this thing attacks you, and you just feel Lynn's shield behind you, but you don't even need it. You're just whoop, whoop,
I just
what up?
sidestep.
Lynn, what you do?
Excellent.
I actually use a ranged attack. I don't dare go onto that floor again. and I use my light crossbow.
Cool. So you like just hang your shield off its strap and ka-toof,
Yeah.
ka-toof. Like you see your bolt strike this thing, and it like just blasts another chunk out of its chest, and it now looks like its chest is just being supported by the two fleshy flaps at the sides, and the entire kind of central torso is just gone, and maggots just spill out onto the ground.
Can I also back up?
Yeah, go for it.
I'll go here. Sorry.
Absolutely perfect. Tal, what you do?
Well, I'm gonna see if I can finish it off. It looks pretty unstable.
So you slash at it with a sword, and it like brings up its arm and blocks it with its forearm, like takes it on the bone.
All right.
And then a roundhouse kick like just crushes the two fleshy flaps, and its like torso collapses. Like its shoulders and head collapse onto where its pelvis is, and then they just kind of look stunned for a moment, and it opens its mouth once again without sound, and it just topples back, and the skin rapidly just kind of bursts open, and like streams of maggots crawl out of it. But as the maggots like crawl away from it, you can see them like popping, like,
Ugh.
and just squeezing goop all over the place.
What was that?
Disgusting creature.
Nightmare fuel.
I go over and inspect the corpse.
Okay. Make a religion check and make a intelligence saving throw.
Alright. And move this one.
Do. Coffee is delicious. Do.
Religion.
Lynn's put back a crossbow and takes out a shield again, and also ready some rope.
Yeah. Same from.
Carson, as you step into the church, the whole thing like switches as your foot like crunches onto the ground, and instead of the whitewashed, symbolless scene you saw before, you now see a burnt out church. The timbers are all cracked and burned, the pews are shattered, the creature that lies before you is not a desolate corpse of maggots, but what looks to be an emaciated human. You look at it and you can see that it hasn't been alive for months or weeks, yet its teeth are stained with fresh blood, and its breath stinks of carrion other than itself. Looking around, you can see several corpses that simply weren't there before. You can see those of people wearing common clothing that look to have like been cut open, and they are greatly decomposed, as though they've been dead for a month, maybe two. And you can see a fresh corpse over just behind one of the pews next to where the raised area for the altar is, and it looks like what you believe to be a goblin. From the descriptions, it's a small, stunty, kind of greyish green coloured creature with like little pointy ears and harsh looking teeth. The altar has a symbol on it, but the symbol is covered with what looks to be like leaves and some sort of animal fetish. You can see like leaves of ivy and what looks to be like a ram's head, which doesn't seem to be very decomposed, but looks like it's been poorly skinned, so that flaps of skin are hanging off, and its great curved horns are just kind of holding there. The symbol underneath the desecration looks to be a symbol of 4 lines crossing each other, so a diagonal cross and a vertical cross like over each other, and to your eyes it looks like 2 spears crossed with 2 cudgels, perhaps? You don't know what this would be, however.
Interesting.
So as this scene appears to you, Carson, the rest of you begin to feel this prickling sensation behind your ears, and this false visage of the church begins to fade away until all of you can see this same thing. But every now and again, except for Carson, you get this like flickering, fleeting image of this whitewashed walls and the pews that are perfectly healthy. Lynn, you can tell that the floor, though burnt out and cracked, is stable enough to support your weight. You
Whew.
believe that there's ground underneath it, perhaps? At least in
Excellent.
parts, you're not sure. You reckon, though, that with a concerted effort you could probably rip up or destroy the flooring by just smashing it with your body or a weapon. But we're going to take a break now, short 5-minute break, and we'll come back. Does that sound good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Sounds
Okay.
lovely.
So everyone prepare for the silence. And